What is hatching, Tug Peeps? Oldmantup coming at you today with our Week 1 matchup versus the LA Late Guardians and Casper. Casper was taken, the coach of the aforementioned LA Late Guardians. Now, take a look at the team matchup here. Not a lot we didn't expect. He brought the webs, he brought Mega Sceptile, he brought Kyurem-B. He didn't bring Seismitoad, which is a little saddening because we prepped for that pretty heavily with Grass Knot on Jirachi and, you know, Roserade, which just destroys the things. Kind of wish, after seeing this team, I'd have put Extra Sensory on Roserade, which I'm pretty sure gets Extra Sensory, right? I'm not too far off on that one. But I think we have a really good matchup against a team that he did bring. We are going to lead off with Jolteon, as we had said before. He isn't going to outspeed us with anything on his team. Turn 1. And, yeah, even if he leads with Sceptile, he isn't going to want to stay in and take a Hidden Power Ice. So, anything he wants to switch in doesn't want to take a Thunderbolt. So, let's dive into this match and see what happens. We are going to lead off with Jolteon Burge, and he is going to lead off with his Weezing. And that was a very peculiar lead matchup for me. I don't know what he expected me to lead with. That he led with Weezing. I don't know if he thought I would lead with Jirachi and try and get a U-turn off early, or I'm sure he had investment to live his Zen Headbutt if we were scarfed. So, not sure what the thoughts were on that. I'm sure that may have been his key lead matchup, not thinking what we would lead. It has good coverage against our team, even though it doesn't hit very hard. He's going to switch right into the Webmaster himself. A resisted hit with Life Orb does 43%. And that is a huge hit coming off a resisted Volt Switch. So we're going to go right into the Jirachi. Now, I'm not sure what he's going to want to go into, but nothing comes in and takes Psychic too terribly well. So we're just going to Psychic, and I knew at this point, unless he was like super mega bulky with Assault Vest, he was not going to live this Psychic. It did more than enough damage to standard Galvantula set to kill at that range. So that was excellent. Galvantula is down, and we don't have to worry about the webs, which means if we get Hitmonlee in, get a close combat off, after Weezing is a little bit worn down, we can easily go and get that boost and just kill things from there. My apologies for that sound. Discord was open, and I don't know how to make it not make noise. So he's going to go into a Azumarill, and I don't want him really setting up a belly drum. So we're going to hard switch right into Kyurem, because we're going to be able to take a hit. He's going to go for the knockoff. That does a pretty solid amount of damage. Not worried about our leftovers being gone, because we can go ahead and just, you know, do the stuff and things. Rest off the damage. He goes into his Weezing. I don't know if he was predicting the Toxic, or this is his sponge to take a burn, but he switches in. Excellent play on his part. He is going to Fire Blast on my switch, predicting either Roserade or Jirachi to come in, but because we have bulk investment, this isn't going to do a whole heck of a lot. It is going to do, well, I mean, it does 43%, but we are still at a range. We can take Aqua Jets from things. We're going to Psychic. That does 26% damage. We're not going to see any Serene Grace drops there. We're just going to go right back out into Suicune, who can come in and wall this thing for days. We're going to get Toxic off, and we had mentioned this in the team builder, if you were paying attention. We can exchange Toxic with this thing all day long if it doesn't have rest. We can rest up on it and just let the Toxic whittle it down. We have Aromatherapy on our Roserade, so we'll be able to get out of the sleep. Going to bring Weezing back in here, and we're just going to rest off. I thought maybe he'd be a Mirror Coat set if he was especially defensive to come in and take hits from Jolteon and Roserade. So I thought if he had it, it was a possibility that the mirror coat would be coming out there, so I just rested up on that turn, but at any point, he wasn't really doing a lot of damage to us. We had seen Toxic and Ice Beam. I'm sure Scald was one of his remaining moves, possibly Rapid Spin, but not a lot left for him coverage-wise. So we're just going to stay in his sleep because I really don't think there's a lot he can do to us. He goes for the Sludge Wave, and we're going to win this war all the time. Here comes the Kyurem-B. We are asleep, and I have a brain fart here. So, Terravolt is ultimately Mold Breaker. I did not have that mechanic in my brain when I made the switch. I was thinking, I have Volt Absorb. There's no way he isn't going for his Z move, Gigavolt Havoc, if he has it. And regardless, I think he's going to be going for a, what's it have? Fusion Bolt. So regardless, I come in, it's resisted anyway. Oh, he just Ice Beams this turn. I'm sorry, I'm a turn ahead of myself. At that point, I could take any one hit, barring the Gigavolt Havoc. I really thought he'd try and get the momentum back and go for a move like that. So I just stayed in and took a hit. Maybe a little bit risky, but at this point, I go for the Toxic. We wake up, the Ice Beam did pay off. Now this turn, we switch out into Burge. He is going to go for the Z move, and it is the Gigavolt Havoc. And that does a ton of damage. It's resisted, and as I mentioned before, the Terravolt makes my Volt Absorb null and void, and as soon as that happened, I was like, well, duh. But Burge, being the beast he is, takes the hit on the chin, survives, and we are going to get one last hit off on something. I should have just went for the Thunderbolt here, but I Volt Switched, which was no bueno in my head. I should have known it was going to be coming down to that much damage. We do go for the Volt Switch. It still does a ton of damage to Sceptile, who does resist it. And that's going to let us go out into Shoddy. Now, he doesn't want to stay in and Mega Evolve because he knows we're special and he could be fearing the Hidden Power Ice. But regardless, he isn't going to want to take a Psychic to the face either, and we do outspeed it all the time. So what are we going to do? We're going to go for Psychic, because Psychic hits all the things. It does 45% damage. That's excellent. Now, I don't want Jirachi to take any more damage than it already has, so my safest and best thing to sack at this point is Hitmonlee. Its goal of keeping rocks and webs off the field is fulfilled. Pretty sure nothing left on his team can set up rocks, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, never mind, we just go into Suicune. I am so far ahead of myself in this match, I apologize. He's going to knock off again. Isn't going to do a whole heck of a lot of damage because we don't have leftovers anymore, and we're just going to be able to rest off the damage. Or we're going to Shadow Ball, because, you know, I don't remember what happened at all this match, apparently. Now, having this toxic damage on this Kyurem is going to pay off in spades later. So pay attention to that. Every turn he switches in, he takes toxic damage. We don't have rocks up. The toxic damage helps a lot. Here is where we sack off Hitmonlee, because we can't take a Gigavolt Havoc. Nothing we want switches into a Gigavolt Havoc, and this is our most expendable Mon at this point. So we switch in Hitmonlee. He's going to go for the Fusion Bolt. That's going to 100% kill us. And Socrates goes down. Toxic damage is racking up. Out comes Jirachi. Even if he's Scarfed, he's not going to outspeed us. Well, we know he's not Scarfed, because he was switching at moves, and he was Gigavolt Havoc. So, we're going to come in, and we're just going to keep dropping Psychics for days. We're going to hit this one. We get a critical hit, and that's kind of big. Critical hit did 40 damage. It's going to give his Blastoise one less switch in, which is unfortunate for him. But, I mean, we go into Suicune 100% of the time against this thing, so it's not a huge issue for us. Going to go into Suicune. Nothing he can do is going to take us out. He's going to go for the Mirror Coat there. We didn't attack. He would have been able to survive. Now, here we're just going to rest off because we know even if he attacks us, we're going to be able to survive, and he's going to go down to Toxic, and we would be at 100% health. So we're going to switch out here, and we're going to go into Yanmega. Again, our most expendable Mon at this point. We don't need Yanmega to win the match. We need Jirachi, we need Roserade, and we need Suicune. One thing to bulk hits, other things to come in and make hits. We are pretty close to cleaning up this match with a few smart switches. Now, at this point, I'm not sure whether he's physical or special attacking. He hasn't Mega Evolved yet, so he hasn't attacked anything. We're going to switch in. He's going to go for the Leaf Blade, and that does pitiful damage. I weep for the damage that didn't do. I'm sorry, Mega Sceptile, but that was sad. He's going to go ahead and switch out into Weezing. We see the Black Sludge on the Weezing for the first time. And we have Psychic with Expert Belt for this thing. We know he's not specially defensive because this is his only physical wall on his team. His Blastoise was specially defensive. So a Psychic from this range is going to do a ton of damage. Not going to be quite enough to knock it out. Fire Blast is going to hit, but that's not going to be quite enough to knock us out. Weezing, I'm sorry, but your time is up. Weezing goes down. I fully expect a Azumarill to come out here because of the Aqua Jet. I don't want to make any cheeky plays at this point because I need everything else at high health. I didn't want to come in and eat a Play Rough to the face had he predicted a switch hard into the Suicune, because that's what I've switched in every single time. But now that's down, I can go into Roserade and just start dropping bombs. Sludge Bomb hits the rest of his team for neutral damage or super effective. The only thing I'm not super effectiving at this point, well, Blastoise dies on switch in because anything that hits it's going to take it out, is the Kyurem-B. Both Sceptile and Azumarill super effective damage, and neither one are going to switch in to a Sludge Bomb. So out comes Kyurem-B, and here's where the cheeky plays need to start coming. We're going to switch out into Blueberry. I wasn't sure how obvious this play was, but at this point, Suicune is not what I need to win the match. Jirachi is what I need to win the match. So we need to play around. Billy Idol comes in and just hits everything. No safe switch-ins for him. So we're going to bring Kyune in here. He's going to go for the Ice Beam. And he's going to switch out here, which was really surprising to me. I fully expected the Gigavolt Havoc. The Fusion Bolt. So I switch out also. I wasn't sure how aggressive he would be at this point, but I knew he was going to have to start making plays because he's on his back foot. All of his mons are sitting right around half health. So we're going to switch back out into Roserade because I knew he was going to be switching up moves, and with the bulk investment, I'd be able to take some hits. So we go out into Roserade, and it gives us a really good matchup here because Aqua Jet's not going to kill us. Sludge Bomb is going to hit anything coming in, pretty much guaranteeing a kill. He decides Mega Sceptile is his best sack at this point. I don't know how much I agree with that, but at this point, he was just trying to get the momentum. If he had Aqua Jet on the Azumarill, I'm not sure if he's banded or not yet. We've never seen him switch moves, so it's highly likely that he was. I didn't count damage on Suicune. Probably should have, but Roserade's going to rack up a kill. So this is going to come out here. I'm just going to switch back out into Blueberry, and he's going to continue to Ice Beam. I really thought the Fusion Bolt was going to come out that turn. He's going to take another turn of Toxic, and we are going to see why Suicune is the best water type to draft for Oldmantup. Takes a Fusion Bolt to the face, and it only does 52, just shy of 53% damage, but that is going to give Kyurem-B another turn of Toxic damage, and that's just going to be great for us, because racking up the damage on him is bueno. Gonna go for another Fusion Bolt. Suicune is finally gonna go down, but it's gonna leave this thing at the most revengeable range in the world. Jirachi comes out. I have Thunderbolt. It's gonna kill 100% of Kyurem-Bs at this range with a modest Thunderbolt, and the Azumarill. Like I said, I wasn't 100% sure what the move or the item was on Azumarill at this point, so I wanted to lock myself into a move that would kill it 100% of the time, and that was Thunderbolt over Psychic. So Thunderbolt's going to come out. It is going to take out Kyurem-B. Kyurem-B goes down. Azumarill comes out. Now, I don't know if he didn't have the Aqua Jet, or if he thought maybe he could live this, but last ditch effort, I would have thought Aqua Jet would come out here, hope for a super crit to try and win, even though Roserade resists and was at high enough health that it wouldn't have killed. But I don't know. It was a good game all around. So good game, Casper. And after over 12 straight losses in the GBA, because we were on a losing streak before we started Season 7, the Pittsburgh Pirattatas pull out a win and end our winning drought. So that's fantastic. Come out with Week 1 win, and we're moving forward, looking up, hoping to do really well in this league. Very pleased with the team that the front office put together. So thank you, Trogdor and Bill Standish, for your help with this team. We bounced around a lot of ideas. We come up with something I was really comfortable using. And that was the goal for this season. Get back into the comfort zone where I feel good making plays and I don't feel like I'm on the back foot all the time. So Week 1 will come out with a victory. Fantastic. And Week 2 will be coming around, so we better start getting ready for that. So alright guys, this has been Oldmantup. Thank you for watching. Go check out my opponent. Links will be in the description below. Check out his side of the battle so you can understand why he did the stuff and things that he did. Alright guys, this has been Oldmantup, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.